Hey everyone, it's Army Gaming. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to Monster Legends. Welcome to an exclusive first look at the brand new, highly anticipated fire corrupted monster, Burnex. Huge shout out to Solar Point for giving me everything I need to make this video. They provided the monster cells, everything I need to take them to rank 5. All the gems I use will be reimbursed, and they also provided all the food to feed them all the way to level 150. Alright, let's hatch them. Let's see this monster. Kind of a creepy looking dude, but a very powerful dude, at least if the sneak peek holds true. So the ultimate is alright. This diabolical bug has emerged from hell by digging a tunnel to the surface, and everyone's just wishing there had been more layers to keep it down there. Burnex controls and paralyzes its victims by spitting a burning poison on them, but it is so small that they can only realize it's there in front of them once it's attacked them. What a vicious monster. Look at the ultimate. It's even called Purgatory. Deals very heavy fire damage to all enemies, applies mega stun to all enemies, applies ignite and burn. So not only are you immobilized for 2 turns, during those 2 turns you're going to get hit with 2 dots, ignition and burn. But the most important thing about this monster, looking at the trait right now, is anticipation at the start of the battle. This monster has a permanent anticipation, so he is a potential counter to the likes of Specs, to the like of anyone running UA specifically, to any ET monster. You know, we have quite a few of them this season. Let's see who comes to mind. King Charmless. Actually, a lot of monsters, now that I think of it, even have like an extra turn skill. Gartox has an extra turn skill as well. There's a handful of monsters that have extra turn skills. Kurokage has an extra turn skill. Bloomeria, the current monster, the current Tails monster, has an extra turn skill that gives double hater. So anticipation is definitely one of the more powerful traits we have in the game. You're also immune to burning, which I'm not a huge fan of. Although I will say that at rank 3, you have a status caster burning. And it's interesting because we have a lot of monsters that are also getting status casters, some DOT against the enemy. Whether it's an AoE poison, AoE nanovirus, AoE burning, AoE quicksand. So this is pretty cool. A lot of times though, when you face Megaton monsters, they can absorb the burn at the start of the battle. So at the same time, it's not a big deal. And as for your rank 1 trait being immune to burning, I guess it helps in a mirror match. But I wouldn't say it's the best thing in the world either. Although we do have burning hands, so at least you know this monster never has to suffer to the likes of burning hands. So that is the useful thing. Of all the immunities you could have been immune to, I like that it is burning because it at least helps against burning hands. But overall, I think the main trait here is that anticipation. Unfortunately, it's rank 0, not like a rank 3 status caster. Alright, with that said, let's talk stats. This monster is not a heavy hitter. 8,096. This is below average. It's tied with that of Influxor, Boronot, and Neurofunk. So definitely not an attacker-based monster, although of course he could be because he has anticipation. You can run UA on him, and you can probably just dish out a lot of attacks. In terms of his life stat, 89,876. This is tied with that of the boys, and it is slightly above average, which is good for an anticipation monster. You want them to be able to tank, especially if you're facing against a spec that has Pierce that attacks you right off the bat, and then UA kicks in. Oh, that's another good example going back to spec. Spec has AoE burning, so if like the cool thing is, if you're facing an enemy spec with her burning skill, you're gonna get hit with the burning, but then you're immune to it, so the burning doesn't land. Anticipation will kick in, assuming the enemy spec has UA, so then you get a turn, and then you get to react, and you don't get any burning damage. So that's pretty useful. Yeah, but with an anticipation monster, the tankier the better. So again, good life stat. And as for the speed stat, now this is where things get super interesting. This monster has 6391, which is tied with that of Kurokage, the team race anticipation monster. So this is a fast monster. There's only 10 other monsters that are faster than this monster in Kage. Frozzynock is currently the fastest monster. Then we have Bloomeria, Wormhole, Spec, Equilibria, Royal Magus, Leaflin, Igoribuki, Jakuna High. So if you notice, all those monsters I mentioned, that they are not there to deny you. They are not there to deny you. The next speed stat, the next fast speed stat in the game is 6369, which belongs to that of Climber, the boys, Swampzode, Stungum. And the interesting thing about that is that that's when we get the deniers, right? So this monster Burnex, spoiler alert, he's actually a denier. He's an anticipation denier. So he's the fastest denier we have in the game, but he also has anticipation to make things better. That's pretty crazy. So with that said, let's take a look at his skills. Hidden Underground deals moderate fire damage to when enemy applies blind. So I always like when a skill is spammable and it does some extra thing. Like we have a lot of monsters that deals low light damage, low dark damage, low metal damage, and that's it. And it's typically around 20 to 30 stamina, 0 cooldown, but that's all it does. The cool thing about a monster like Burnex is that even with his 0 cooldown skill, he reduces your accuracy by 50%. So even like on a 1v1, it's the last monster alive, this monster has a chance to win by blinding, thus forcing the enemy to miss their attacks potentially. So that's pretty cool. We have Hell Crevices, deals low fire damage to enemies and applies daze. So we have a single blind and a spammable daze skill, We have Magma Shadows, deals moderate fire damage to an enemy, applies blind and burn to an enemy. So you get the blind and burn on a 1-turn cooldown. Let's move on. We have Red Stains, deals low fire damage to enemies, applies burn. Here's our AoE burn on a 1-turn cooldown. 36 stamina, so very low cooldowns. And here we go to higher cooldowns. Paralyzing Spits, deals moderate fire damage, applies stun. This is your main form of denial. You stun all the enemy team. We have Ground Darkness, deals moderate fire damage to enemies, applies blind to all enemies. So we have an AoE blind on the 3-turn cooldown. I will say these are pretty high, 48-3, 48-3. We have Paralyzing Sting, deals heavy fire damage, applies mega stun to one enemy monster. So you just immobilize the main threat for 2 turns. And then we have Blackout, deals moderate fire damage to one enemy, applies total blind to one enemy. So in terms of denial, you have access to total blind, you have access to mega stun, you have access to AoE stun, and then you have access to AoE blind and AoE daze as well. So these 2 skills back to back, you're reducing accuracy significantly. I think it's like 67.5 or something like that. So that is pretty good. And in terms of the skill set on this monster, ooh, all right, let's talk about Burnex. The way you're gonna run this monster is as a there's so many different ways, to be honest. You could actually rainbow him because you want him to stay alive, right? You give him a life rune so that you don't get OTK'd by some enemy monster, like using 1 shot 1 kill or something. So you could rainbow. Here, let's go on the actual runes. You could rainbow. You could also give this monster all team speed, and he's just there running Dispelling Fist. Keep in mind, he's the fastest of the bunch. Of all the other anticipation monsters, this monster is the fastest. So you could run him with Kage, you could run him with Bloomeria on the side. Kage and Bloomeria can be your attackers, and this monster's there running Dispelling Fist. And then when anticipation kicks in for both of your monsters, this monster's there to get rid of Megatons with Dispelling Fist, and then your Kage is there to actually attack. So this monster can be your 3 team speed holder, and then yeah, so it's running DP, getting rid of whatever it needs to getting rid of whatever you need to get rid of, whether it's Megaton, whether it's something else, and then your attacker goes and attack. This monster could be your attacker, where you run 2 strength and a speed, 2 strength and a life even, because with anticipation monsters you can be a little more flexible. So you have a lot of different options on this monster. Yeah, but again, he's more denier focused. You could also go 3 speed since he is a denier, but I don't think I'd really recommend that because you want to utilize the anticipation trait more than anything. But you could go maybe not 3 speed, maybe like 2 speed and a team speed, or oh man, this is kind of weird to say, maybe 2 speed and a life. Again, you want to make sure he survives. What does he hold for relic? Oh shoot! This monster can revive, no way. This monster has a resurrection relic. That is so darn cool and unique. We don't get anticipation monsters with a revival. That is so darn unique. Like, when was the last time we had this? Hukuai in the legendary era? If this monster dies, he comes back to life, and now you still gotta worry about anticipation. Wow, this makes him a very, very, very formidable monster. He can also hold a trap to drain stamina. My goodness, in terms of talents, oh, you could soul drag this monster. You gotta understand, this monster is a threat with anticipation. If this monster runs soul drag, the enemy is forced to kill this monster potentially, but if they kill this monster, they die, right? Once again, imagine you have this monster on defense running, I don't know, 3 strength. Let's just, hypothetically, this monster running 3 strength, and there's an enemy spec that has Unrelenting Assault. If spec uses Unrelenting Assault, the enemy is done for, because you have a 3 strength monster, even though it doesn't have the strongest attacks. But if this monster has a soul drag, if spec chooses to kill this monster, well, spec is going to die because of soul drag, and then this monster would res anyways. So I think you can get away with so many different things on Burnex. So many different things. I think the first thing I want to showcase, though, oh gosh, the decisions. I think the first thing I want to showcase is this monster doesn't have an ET skill, because then I would have been able to do Crystal Form. The first thing I want to showcase is probably the Dispelling Fist combo, especially for, I guess, the free-to-play community that maybe doesn't have some of the more powerful talents. So we'll do Dispelling Fist, like even Kage is holding it right now. So we'll run Dispelling Fist. In terms of the setup, we're going to go a combination of Team Speed. I think, yeah, Team Speed. I don't think I'll get OTK'd by any enemy monsters. So I'll actually just... I'll end up swapping this for a Team Speed. But yeah, we'll try that. And then skill set wise, now the only thing is, if you're running Dispelling Fist and anticipation kicks in, the bad thing is I probably won't be able to showcase this mechanic because the enemy is not going to be removing my positive effects. Or the enemy, sorry, is not going to be activating anticipation, so I won't be able to remove positive effects. But the first skill you're probably going to do is Mega Stun, so you can Mega Stun the enemy monster, the enemy Megaton monster, so they don't reapply it. Now, if you're facing a Megaton monster that has immunity to stun, well, then you run into some little trouble. But we'll do Paralyzing Sting. I like the Total Blind skill, so we'll do that. And we're going to run, we're going to run that. Honestly, I'm not 100% sure what the best skill set for this monster is. I like the Total Blind, I like the Mega Stun, I like the AoE Stun, and then Intuition says I should run the AoE Burning or the AoE Blind, but I think we'll go with Single Blind and Burning. And we're actually not going to run these 0 cooldown skills, even though they could be useful, but I think we are good with this skill set. Honestly, the more I think about it, I might not even recommend the AoE, and I might just say go singles and run a spammable skill. So Paralyzing Sting, Blackout, and Magma Shadows. And again, that's just because of the meta with the Megaton monsters and everything. You got to be careful about the skill set. So when you take this monster into PvP along with some other monsters, you just have to see what you're running into and how to counter that. Okay, so we're going to try this team out. It's a weird setup. I'm not even going 3 team speed now. I decided to go 2 speed and a single team speed. We're going to see what happens. I don't know. I am allowed to use the monster in PvP. However, I'm not allowed to win with the battles. But yeah, we're just going to try. I think I might run into a lot of troubles. I mainly want to utilize Dispelling Fist. And again, I don't think... Look, there's an extra turn monster. Gartox does have an extra turn. I don't know how or what is going to happen, but we'll just try our best. So again, you would ideally get rid of the Megatons and Mega Stun. Now, of course, you could miss when monsters have Hardened and Tough and Bulwark and everything. And then your main attacker would go. And the only purpose of the attacker is obviously to attack and hopefully eliminate enemy monster. So I'm running Burning Hands. Because again, I want to kind of go with the free-to-play route. We'll Nightmares everyone, apply some dots, Burning Hands kicks in, boom. Alright, Barkhide, yeah. Let me just tell you guys ahead of time, and I kind of mentioned it already. This is one of those monsters that, to really showcase monster's potential, it's more of the friendly battles. Because, here, I'll single target Burning Blind. Oh, I guess I can AoE stun. Bam, so here, they got denied, Dispelling Fist kicked in again. Yeah, to really showcase this monster's potential, it's more friendly battles because of anticipation and the AI enemy not utilizing and extra turn skills when there's an anticipation monster on the field. So we'll just attack, we'll recharge here. I get another time here, we'll Blackout. Alright, so now you can attack me. And yeah, you have access to the stun, you have access to the total blind. Here, let's recharge real quick. Paralyzing Sting, now I can Mega Stun. Or actually I can't, so here, I'll do Burning on you. So Gartox is good as dead with all the dots. And yeah, I think we'll call it a day for this battle. Yeah. So yeah, that was straightforward. Let's see this next one. Oh shoot, I thought it said I had like 536 trophies. That would have been insane. Alright, let's see how this next one goes. Oh, and it's a new league too. So unfortunately, okay, when there's no Megaton monster, it's as easy as AoE stun. And if they're not immune to stun, they'll get immobilized. In this case, that tough trait, man, that tough trait that prevented me from stunning Panda, my attacker will go and attack. So there's Kage, Burning Hands kicks in, Revival, and then single target, you're dead. And then my Megaton is good, I'll recharge, 3-inch, Burning Hands kicks in, I get to single target, which means I get to single stun, but she's immune to stun. So back to trying to stun you. Here's a Mega Stun. I could total blind Lady Meow if I was afraid of Lady Meow. But here, let's just recharge. Let's see what damage you can do. Daggers. Alright, so Panda's still immobilized, and then I can total blind over here. So now they're both essentially immobilized. Watch as I just recharge. And Panda can't do anything. Lady Meow can't do anything. Yeah, so that's always nice. And look, still stunned because it's a Mega Stun. So it's just showcasing the deny potential. If anything, yeah, that's all I'm doing. I'm showcasing the denial potential of this monster. So yeah, that's pretty straightforward, I would say. Let's try to showcase this monster more of as an attacker. And I think we're going to have to keep him rank 3, otherwise he might be OTKing everyone. So we'll give him the Kage build, right? The 2 strength, 1 speed, which is typical for an attackers. We're going to go UA now just to showcase him with UA because most monsters are their full potential with UA. I think if you do this though, if you go the UA route, you do want to utilize different types of skills. You still need some sort of 0 cooldown skill for when you face dodge area. Or not 0 cooldown skill, single target skill. But you definitely want to utilize AoEs a lot more. So AoE stun to immobilize, I would say blind to immobilize as well. And I would say burning to get dots on them. Or you could go the daze route to really reduce their accuracy. Yeah, attacker route though, his skills are pretty weak. But I mean, again, anyone can kind of become an attacker with UA. The last skill is the one I would say, should you have something spammable? Blind, burning. Let's see, my strongest skill is a Mega Stun. I'd probably go with a total blind, and not even the Mega Stun, since you have the AoE stun. Let's see how this works out. Yeah, I'm not, the skill set is something I'm not too confident on with this monster, because I feel like you can run with a lot of different things. So let's see, I need a Megaton monster. I think I'll take my Ollie. I'll take Ollie, put you on defense. Let's try Ollie on defense. So double Megaton is something I like to do. And I think I can go all team speed now. Team speed and team speed. Now the biggest thing here is that I'm going to have to get through a Megaton monster first. And again, I'm not really an attacker oriented monster, so my attacks are not the strongest. But let's see. Okay, perfect. No Megaton monster. So in this case, how are you faster? Did I give you speed? Team speed, team speed? Or did I not give you a speed? Speed. Oh yeah, wow. We're just gonna recharge, and then here we can AoE stun. So everyone is successfully stunned. Awesome. And then we can do the AoE blind, and then everyone would be blinded, and you came back to life, and then I can do AoE burn, and Heist is immune to burn. Here's a blackout, single target, total blind, and on to the next battle. So yeah, as an attacker potential, the best thing about this monster is that he dies and comes back to life, so then you have anticipation on your side again, which is awesome. Alright, these are higher level monsters. Oh, there we go. King Charmless, that's an extra turner, but again, I don't think he's going to utilize extra turns. Yeah, he most likely will not. So I'm going to recharge, hold your breath. Alright, so here, let's see what I can do. Place burn, well everyone's already burning. Here is the blind, reducing accuracy. Get an extra turn. I can then follow up with single target, total blind. I can follow up with AoE burn. I can follow it up with AoE stun. Let me just recharge. I wonder, let's see, sweaty blade. Oh look, actually anticipation kicked in, and then I can attack. Let's recharge. I think, does he only have AT skills? Because normally the AI would not do that. What in the world is going on? The AI should not be doing all of that. Entangled cloak. What the heck? Recharge. Sweaty blade. Oh wow, this is new. Did something change in SP's formula? Stun, darkness. I don't want to finish them off. So, how much damage does that do? Oh no, based on the turn order, I'm just gonna end it there. This was interesting. The AI is not supposed to attack when there's anticipation, unless Social Point changed the formula and now they do attack. That would be very strange, very bizarre to me. All right, let's see. Megaton monster. So recharge. Yeah, unfortunately, in those situations, actually, I can do blackout in this case. Boom, extra turn. Awesome. AoEs. They're both immune to stun, unfortunately, but that's fine. I have the AoE blind. Oh, got stamina drained. No, I gotta recharge. And we'll do mud jet, blah blah blah. Okay, but you guys get the main idea with this monster. We're gonna take him to rank 5 just for the purpose of the video, but just because the whole new league started, I don't know how useful that is. I could also put Soul Drag on him and then have him die, and then come back to life, but you guys all know how Soul Drag works, so I don't even think I'll do that. So let me just take him to rank 5, and then we'll showcase him one final time. Alright, so here we have him at level 150, and as I figured, yeah, he's just gonna be too powerful now. Watch. Even like a single target attack, yeah. We'll do Paralyzing Spirits. Boom, UA kicks in. Yeah, because now UA is even doing most of the damage. Alright, like Fampidastro did not do an ET skill, so let's just recharge until we let Fampidastro go again. Will she do ET singing for you? Nope, she just cleansed away my Megataunt. Here, we'll give you one more time. Will you do Reaper? Nope, recharge. That's typically what an AI is supposed to do. So the whole thing with King Charmless, that was weird. And yeah, as an attacker, obviously just super strong, super powerful. So no need to really showcase that. I probably have to trophy climb, and then I can do some more battles or do friendly battles. That's the best way to showcase this monster. But yeah, whether you 3-team speed him, whether you all strength him, if he dies, he comes back to life. You can soul drag him. There's a lot of nifty things you can do with Burnex. Skill set, the most interesting thing about him is he is a denier. He's a denier anticipation monster. Will this monster be meta? I guess is the question everyone's wondering, and I'm honestly not sure. When I look at the anticipation monsters, Kage more attack oriented, Bloomeria definitely more attack oriented. I feel like those two kind of stand out more than some attacker oriented anticipation monster, just because when anticipation does kick in, if you're running strength, he's not the best heavy hitter. If you're running team speed, then he definitely supplements your other monsters. But if you haven't gotten rid of Megataunt, you're unfortunately you have to deal with Megataunt, and the only way to get rid of Megataunt and have your allies help you out is to run Dispelling Fist. Because if not, like, the best thing you can do is Total Blind or Mega Stun the enemy Megataunt monster. So if you're running Dispelling Fist, then it works, but you need the enemy to activate an extra turn skill for you to get anticipation again. So after you Total Blind or Mega Stun Dispelling Fist the enemy Megataunt monster, you need to then AoE stun, and if the enemy monsters are immune to stun or have hardened or tough, you might not even land the stun. So that's kind of some things I noticed about this monster where I'm like, I don't know if he's actually going to be meta. But yeah, those are my thoughts. This is my video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys thought about it. Once again, a huge shout out to Social Point for giving me the chance to make this video. I want your guys' thoughts. What do you guys think about Burnex, seeing him in this video? Do you think he's going to be meta, or do you think he actually falls kind of short? Because I'm actually, now that I've actually seen the monster and played around with him a little bit, I'm kind of leaning towards the route of, most of the time, I'm going to use Kage, I'm going to use Bloomeria. But I want to hear your guys' thoughts. Any thoughts in the comments below. Thank you very much, and remember to subscribe.